Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brad, and today we're going to talk about QDTE, RDTE, and XDTE. They came out with distributions this week. So let's look at what they did. So first of all, they paid 15 cents, 15.4 in XDTE. They paid 20 cents on QDTE, and they paid 25 cents on RDTE. If I compare this to my numbers, if I go back to my original predictions, they're right in line, like almost to the decimal point. But they didn't include the new shares. So that's interesting how they did it. And if that's how they're going to do it, I'm not going to include new shares either, because it's really not that big of a difference. Although QDTE is overpaid by 6 cents. Now, is that treasuries and the interest from treasuries? Don't know. But it did not come from the options from 2 weeks ago. That is clear. The numbers from the option trading says a totally different story. Now, could they have extra revenue from someplace else or from other trades? Don't know. But RDTE and XDTE looks exactly like it came from options trading. So, good job. Let's talk about next week's distributions. Since Round Hill did not include additional shares, I'm not going to include additional shares. And again, they share count is only on the website. And what I can tell, they can go up 10 to 20,000 shares and not have any additional strikes. And they could just be putting that revenue into treasuries, and I'm not accounting for that money. So all honesty, these are good estimates, but not exact. So next week, XDTE should pay 20 cents. QDTE should pay 25, and RDTE should pay 24. Now, could they have taken a couple cents from last week's and added it to this week's distribution? Don't know, but we'll track it and see how it pans out. So last video, I did not have all the numbers for RDTE. So I just thought I'd throw up the numbers for RDTE. I was missing that Tuesday call. Everything ended up being out of the money, and it was a very profitable week. And that's where the 24 cents comes in, because there's 1,480,000 shares. At least that's what's on their website. And keep in mind, these are estimated shares. That could be, there's a rounding issue, because where's the 1 share, 2 shares, partial shares? It can fluctuate 10,000 shares easily. So keep that in mind. But they should pay 24 cents next week. QDTE calls so far this week, all I'm going to say is they had a huge miss on Tuesday. It cost them $1.8 million to close it on Tuesday. They wrote it 50 points out of the money when they wrote it. Now, could it have been down first thing in the morning and they only wrote it 50 points out? Don't know. Now, somebody's asked me about profit loss. Very simple. Strike price minus close price times the amount of options gives you how much it's going to cost to close it. Now, I have to subtract out the $202,000 that they earned in premiums. That way, this would have been $2 million miss, but since I have to include the $202,000 in premiums, it's only a $1.8 million. Now, again, it's an estimate. Could they have closed it early? Round Hill could have, but what I've seen is they don't. They let it go to the end of the day, no matter what, and they don't close it early. It's the way that they've been handling it. At least that's the perception that I have in the way that they've been handling it. Could they have closed it early? Sure. But that means somebody has to manage it. And I don't know that information, and they don't share that information. So there's no way for me to actually know that information. XDTE, so far, so good this week. In all honesty, I'm going to watch Reaching Riches this weekend, because he has the percentages of times they were in the money and out of the money. And it's clear that XDTE, they do a much better job of not being in the money. Personal opinion, I know Reaching Riches has the exact number, and I want to watch them this weekend so I can see exactly how many times on XDTE have they been in the money and out of the money, because clearly they've been able to do this one a whole lot better than what I see with QDTE. And RDTE, they had a slight miss on Monday. Even though they were more than a percentage out of the money, they still ended up being in the money at the end of the day. Now, they're still so far at 15 cents per share. So that's going to be 2 weeks from now, but you still have 2 more trading days. So that's it for this week's video. One thing I'll share is I've had some other information come to me from other fund managers, and they pointed out there is a way to roll their poor man cover call without incurring any profits. I can how I'm going to say this, I can fully understand why Roundhill doesn't want that to become public. And I'm going to leave it there because I don't want to cause Roundhill any trouble with any regulatory regulations. And by the way, I'm just going to say it's fully legal, just that it's frowned upon. Easier to ask for forgiveness than ask for permission. Remember that. Especially the next time you buy something, didn't tell your wife. Okay, same kind of relationship. And that's probably why they don't want to share it, because they just don't want the hassle to ask for permission. It's easier to ask for forgiveness. So I'm less worried because that information came to me, and I'm greatly appreciative of the person that has explained it to me and actually gave me the name of what it's called. And I Googled it, and there's been some SEC and IRS issues, and the courts have ruled in the favor of the ETFs. And there's other ETFs that do this. So clearly it's a okay strategy, just that it's frowned upon. Just leave it at that. Anyway, hopefully this brings you value, and it should relieve some of the, at least my stress. I just wish Roundhill would have said, hey, we have a plan, and they didn't have to tell us exactly how it's going to be done. But I get it now. I get why they don't want us to talk about it. It's easier to ask for forgiveness than ask for permission. Until next time, God bless.